Brisket holds a special place in the world of barbecue. It's a cut that has become synonymous with the art of slow cooking and smoking. It's a cut of meat that demands respect and rewards patience. The marbling and texture of the brisket make it a unique challenge for any cook. When cooked right, brisket transforms into a thing of beauty. The process of smoking it, low and slow, brings out flavors that are simply unmatched. It offers tender, juicy slices with a flavorful bark. The smoke ring and the bark are the hallmarks of a well-cooked brisket. Mastering brisket is a rite of passage for any aspiring pitmaster. It requires skill, knowledge, and a deep understanding of the meat. Let's embark on this delicious journey together. Learning the techniques and secrets of brisket can be a rewarding experience. Brisket is not just a meal, it's an experience. It's about the joy of sharing food with loved ones and creating lasting memories. It's about family and friends gathering around a table laden with smoky goodness. The communal aspect of enjoying brisket is what makes it so special. It's about the anticipation that builds as the meat slowly cooks. The aroma that fills the air is a promise of the deliciousness to come. It's about the joy of sinking your teeth into that first succulent bite. The tenderness and flavor are the rewards of hours of careful preparation. Brisket is more than just a piece of meat. It's a symbol of celebration and community. It brings people together in a way that few other foods can. From backyard barbecues to holiday feasts, brisket takes center stage. It's a dish that can be both casual and festive, fitting any occasion. Its rich history and cultural significance make it a truly special dish. Brisket has been a part of barbecue traditions for generations, and its legacy continues to grow. Mastering the art of brisket is a rewarding endeavor. It's a journey that combines tradition, skill, and a love for great food. Brisket comes from the lower chest of the cow. It's a tough cut with a lot of connective tissue. This is why it benefits from long, slow cooking methods. A whole brisket has two main muscles, the flat and the point. The flat is leaner and has a more uniform shape. It's perfect for slicing thin, even pieces. The point is thicker and fattier. It's known for its rich flavor and melt-in-your-mouth texture. Understanding the different parts of a brisket is key to cooking it properly. The flat and the point require different cooking times. Knowing how to identify them will help you achieve optimal results. Each part contributes to the unique taste and texture of the brisket. Selecting the right brisket is the first step to success. Look for a brisket with good marbling. Marbling refers to the streaks of fat within the meat. Marbling is essential for flavor and moisture. A well-marbled brisket will have thin white lines of fat running through it. Don't be afraid of a little fat. It renders during cooking, basting the meat and keeping it juicy. Choose a brisket that is at least 10 pounds. This will ensure you have enough meat for everyone. When buying a brisket, consider your cooking method. For smoking or braising, go for a thicker brisket with a good fat cap. For oven roasting, a thinner, more evenly shaped brisket is ideal. Don't hesitate to ask your butcher for recommendations. They can help you choose the best brisket for your needs. Once you have your brisket, it's time to prepare it for cooking. This preparation is crucial for achieving that perfect, mouth-watering result. Start by trimming any excess fat. This step ensures that the brisket cooks evenly and doesn't end up too greasy. Leave about 1/4 inch of fat on the top. This thin layer of fat will render down during cooking, adding flavor and moisture to the meat. This will help keep the brisket moist during cooking, preventing it from drying out. Next, apply a dry rub. This is where you can get creative with flavors. A dry rub is a mixture of spices that adds flavor and creates a flavorful bark. The bark is that delicious, crusty exterior that everyone loves. You can use a store-bought rub or make your own. Making your own allows you to customize the flavors to your liking. A simple rub of salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder works wonders. These basic ingredients can enhance the natural flavors of the brisket. Be generous with your rub. Don't be afraid to coat the brisket thoroughly. Massage it into all the crevices of the meat. This ensures that every bite is packed with flavor. Trimming the fat helps the rub penetrate the meat better. The spices can reach the meat more effectively. It also prevents the brisket from becoming too greasy. Excess fat can make the meat overly rich and unappetizing. Let the brisket sit with the rub for at least an hour before cooking. This resting period allows the spices to meld with the meat. This allows allows the flavors to penetrate the meat, making it more flavorful and tender. You can even rub the brisket the night before and let it sit in the refrigerator. This extended marinating time can make a big difference. This will enhance the flavor even more, ensuring a delicious and memorable meal. Section 5. The smoking method, low and slow for ultimate tenderness. Smoking is a popular method for cooking brisket, cherished by the barbecue enthusiasts and pitmasters alike. It imparts a delicious smoky flavor and produces incredibly tender meat that practically melts in your mouth. To smoke a brisket, you'll need a smoker and some hardwood chunks, which are essential for that authentic smoky taste. Popular choices include hickory, mesquite, and oak, each offering a unique flavor profile to the meat. Set your smoker to a low temperature, around 225 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, to ensure slow and even cooking. Place the brisket on the smoker grate, fat side up, to allow the fat to render and keep the meat moist. Maintain a consistent temperature throughout the cooking process, as fluctuations can affect the tenderness of the meat. Smoke the brisket for about 1 to 1.5 hours per pound, depending on the size and thickness of the cut. Use a meat thermometer to monitor the internal temperature, ensuring it cooks evenly and thoroughly. Brisket is done when it reaches an internal temperature of 195 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. Be patient, as rushing can compromise the texture. Smoking a brisket takes time and attention, requiring you to monitor the smoker and make adjustments as needed. But the result is well worth the effort, rewarding you with a beautifully smoked brisket that is tender, flavorful, and sure to impress. Section 6. Braising brisket, a pot of tenderness. Braising is another great method for cooking brisket. It involves searing the meat and then slow cooking it in liquid. This method is perfect for tenderizing tougher cuts of meat. To braise a brisket, heat some oil in a large Dutch oven. Sear the brisket on all sides until browned. Remove the brisket and add your braising liquid. This can be beef broth, red wine, or even beer. Bring the liquid to a simmer and return the brisket to the pot. Cover the pot tightly and transfer it to a preheated oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Braise the brisket for 3 to 4 hours or until fork tender. Braising creates a rich and flavorful gravy that's perfect for serving over the brisket. Section 7. Oven roasted brisket, simple and delicious. Oven roasting is a convenient and straightforward method for cooking brisket. It's a great option if you don't have a smoker or prefer a less hands-on approach. Preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the brisket in a roasting pan, fat side up. Add about an inch of liquid to the bottom of the pan. This can be water, beef broth, or even tomato juice. Cover the pan tightly with aluminum foil and roast for 3 to 4 hours, or until tender. Oven roasting produces a tender and flavorful brisket with a crispy exterior. It's a simple yet satisfying method that's perfect for a weeknight meal or a special occasion. Section 8. The rest patience rewarded. Once your brisket is cooked, resist the urge to slice into it right away. Resting the meat is crucial for tenderness and juiciness. Let the brisket rest for at least 30 minutes and up to 2 hours. Wrap it tightly in aluminum foil to keep it warm. Resting allows the juices to redistribute throughout the meat. This results in a more tender and flavorful brisket. During the resting period, the internal temperature of the brisket will continue to rise slightly. This is known as carryover cooking. Resting ensures that the brisket is cooked evenly throughout. Section 9. Slicing with finesse. Unlocking the juicy layers. Slicing brisket properly is essential for maximizing tenderness. Use a sharp carving knife with a long, thin blade. Slice the brisket against the grain. This means slicing perpendicular to the muscle fibers. Slicing against the grain helps to shorten the muscle fibers, making the meat more tender. Slice the brisket into thin, even slices. This will ensure that each piece is juicy and flavorful. If you're serving a crowd, you can slice the point and flat separately. This allows you to cater to different preferences. Some people prefer the leaner flat, while others love the rich flavor of the point. Section 10. Brisket's perfect pairings, sides that shine. Brisket is a versatile dish that pairs well with a variety of sides. Classic accompaniments include coleslaw, potato salad, and baked beans. For a southern twist, serve your brisket with mac and cheese, collard greens and cornbread. For a lighter option, pair brisket with roasted vegetables or a simple green salad. Get creative with your sides and don't be afraid to experiment. The key is to choose flavors and textures that complement the rich, smoky flavor of the brisket. Section 11. Conclusion: Mastering the art of brisket. Mastering brisket takes time and practice. Don't be discouraged if your first attempt isn't perfect. The most important thing is to learn from your experiences. Pay attention to the details, use a meat thermometer, and don't be afraid to experiment. With each cook, you'll gain confidence and refine your technique. Soon, you'll be the brisket master of your neighborhood. So fire up your smoker, heat up your oven, and get ready to enjoy the deliciousness that is brisket. Happy cooking.